Ay, ay. Where the fuck is my Twitch? There it is. How the fuck do I look at it? There it is. Getting over it with Salvador.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food in it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back.
Unfortunate.
I'll be here.
There you go.
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes.
Oh,
This game
fuck
is
me.
a homage to a free game that came out in 2002 entitled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazzuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to
I really
game
hope I'm able
logic
to get
follow.
at least
They're
one,
built more for the joy of building them
like,
than as polished
really good
products.
run out of this, but who knows.
In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. That act of climbing, in
Slight
the
skip,
digital
you
world
fail
or
me.
in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some
I
cliffs
refuse to use
are
the other
too
path.
sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything. Anyway, when you start
Oh
Sexy
my
Hiking,
fucking god.
you're
Hey,
standing
it's
next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game.
we
It
in
might take you
this,
an
we're
hour
playing
to get
getting
over
over
that
it.
tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over.
I'll fall at
There's a
least
sense
once,
of
don't
truth
worry.
in that lack of compromise.
I can promise
Most
you that.
obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your
I
ability.
mean,
to
I've
get
already
through
fell
it
a lot,
once
but
you
you
have
know.
the correct method or the correct
But
equipment, or just
there's
by
gonna be at least
spending
one
enough time.
really bad fall, I
In
can
that
promise
sense,
you that.
every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real. The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding. And that
If
makes
you've
the
been
game
wondering where I've
uniquely
been from work, it's been pretty
but I'm
much
not sure
this.
Jazzuo intended to be a frustrating game. The frustration is just
Oh
essential.
yeah, I forgot, I don't talk to
It's
anyone from
authentic
work.
to the process
No,
of
yeah,
building a game about
well, your
it.
boy's in quarantine. He's
funny
been
thing happened to me
doing
as I was
so
building
for
this
the past
I'd have
week
an
or
idea
so,
for a new obstacle, and I'd build
which has
it,
been
test it,
not the most
and it would usually
poggers,
turn out to be unreasonably hard.
because, well, I just
couldn't
kind
bring
of
myself
am at
to make
home,
it
which,
easier.
I mean, isn't really
It
different
already
from what
felt
I
like my
usually do,
inability
but,
to
you
get
know,
past a new obstacle was my
having the
fault
ability
as a
to go out
player rather
is
than as a builder.
a lot better than just kind of
Imaginary
having
mountains
to
build themselves
stay
from my
home.
efforts to climb them. And it's our
I literally
repeated
didn't leave my
attempts to
fucking
reach the
house for
summit
6 days
that
until
turns those mountains into something real.
last Sun... No, not
When you're
what
building
am I
a
saying,
video
last
game
Sunday?
world,
Tuesday,
you're
just
building
this
with
Tuesday,
ideas. And that can be like working with
when I got
quicksand
my
cement.
test.
You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them,
I'm
they begin
muted?
to
Oh my
harden
god.
and
Wait. Are you sure I'm muted? Oh, the game is muted. Is it?
set.
Hold up, maybe... Shit. I'll use. Yeah, sure. I'll use my fucking. There we go. Is that better? Hello, hello. Is that better? Was fucking calls it? Oh shit! Bruh. I closed my game. Give me a second. Or nah. I'm talking right now. I'm just kind of making noise.
For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects. Bought in a store,
Because right now Streamlabs is telling me that I am
For the
making
most part,
noise.
that hasn't
Are you
happened,
sure you don't have your volume
because the
down?
objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad.
Bro, you're a
or
fucking
badly
punk.
made, although a lot of them are. I
Hold
mean they're
up.
trash
Let me
in the-
change my setting because I don't like using this part of the mic. Give me a second. Give me a second. Bro, you got me all fucking worried
way
and
that food
everything.
becomes trash as soon as you put
There
it
you
in
go.
the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain context. And once the moment is gone, they transform into garbage.
I can't believe I got
In the
fucking.
context of technology, those moments
I got
pass by in
debated.
seconds.
Where are you right now, by the way?
Over
It's
time,
are you at
we've
work or
poured
are you just
more
chilling?
and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us
Whatever,
is
I'll go the other
cultural
way.
trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. You could build culture out of trash, but only trash culture. B games, B movies,
Yeah,
B
you.
music, B philosophy.
you be trolling me, I guess.
Maybe this is what digital culture is. A monstrous mountain of trash, the ash heap of
Oh my.
creativity's fountain. A landfill with everything we ever thought of in it. Grand, infinite, and unsorted.
I will say it is kind of hard to like make conversation
3D models of
and also
Rangers,
like read
Gen X's
comments
fanfic novels,
of
scan
yours.
magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf,
So I promise you, I'm not terrible at this game, as you can tell by the fact that I have at least a very golden pot. I've been in this game 40 times now. This is currently my 41st run.
Discarded, forgotten, unrecycled, muddled, rotten, untitled. Everything's
This
fresh
is
for about 6
pretty much whenever I had free
until some
time,
newer
I
thing happens,
I
and we
played
hit
this game.
refresh.
But then I was like,
Years
man,
of
it would be pretty
persevering
interesting to like
disappearing into the pile,
stream this
out of
with
style, out of sight.
what the fuck, for people, because like it's a fun. I mean, it's
In this context,
a fun game to
tempting
me.
make friendly
I know for a fact it's not
that's
very fun to
gentle,
others.
that lets you churn through it, but not
Give me a
eat.
second.
Why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things?
Sorry about that. What do you call it? I already forgot my train of thought. Never mind. Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah. Whenever I had free time, I just kind of like play this game, and I found it like I wouldn't say calming, because yeah, I still got angry at it, but it was definitely a time waster. A good one at that. Entertaining. And I also like I like games that I can feel improvement on, because like you know, I play League and I hate myself. But like I play this and I'm like, man, I hate myself, but damn, them times be getting better.
Stoically. Now everyone's turned off by that. They want to burn through it quickly. A quick fix for the fickle, some tricks for the clicks of the feckless. But that's not you. You're an acrobat. You could swallow a baseball bat. Now I know, most likely you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, while some dude with 10 million views does it for you. Like a baby bird being fed chewed up food. That's culture too.
I kind of want to try
But on
other
the off chance that
like
you're playing this,
games
what
like
I'm
these,
saying
because
is, trash is disposable, but maybe it
I've always
doesn't have to be
liked
approachable.
games that
What's the
piss me
feeling?
off,
Are you
'cause
stressed? I guess you
I-
don't get it if you got this far, feeling
I don't
frustrated.
always
It's
get mad at
underrated.
games. Like I can only think of like two.
An orange
Okay,
is sweet, juicy
No, yeah, I
fruit
can only think of
locked inside
actually no, make it three. I can think of three
That's not
occasions
how
where
I feel
games
about
actually
chocolate.
piss me off.
I only want the bitterness.
Uh,
It's coffee. It's grapefruit.
Two of those were in Assassin's Creed 3 specifically, and one of them was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I remember that was the first time I ever threw a controller as a kid, and I think it still stands as like, the only time I've ever actually like nearly broke a
It
controller.
feels like we're closer now.
Um,
Composer and climber, designer
but
and
otherwise,
user.
like I would say like
You could have refused, but you
I'm
didn't. There
I
was
say
something in
relatively
you that was
calm,
you.
but if
That
you ever
chose
hear
to
me
continue.
play League of Legends, you will know I fucking scream. I yell a bit too much. Apparently, I have gotten noise complaints in the past from my neighbors downstairs because when I had my windows open, um, a lot more of the time, my my neighbors downstairs would hear me. Um, and I know my friends themselves have told me that I fucking breathe like a monster of when I get like really intense in games. Uh, so much so that I've like had to like uh up the sensitivity or up I don't know lower yeah lower the sensitivity of my mic
It means a lot
sometimes
to me that
because
you've
if I
come
get
this
too into a
far,
game I just go like
endured this much. Every
not like
wisecrack,
that, but through my
every
nose because I'm not
insensitivity,
a mouth breather. I'm not
every
that much of a
setback you've
fucking
forgiven me is a
gremlin.
kingly
God
gift
damn it.
that you've given me.
Video games have always been fun. I always played them. And my family has always like bought me this stuff. I used to be so much more obsessed with video games because like I didn't really have a lot of interest when I was younger other than video games, so I was like genuinely obsessive about it. And like I look back and I'm like, damn, I really was like that, wasn't I? Like I can tell you, whenever I would go to the swap meet, the Cypress swap meet, uh, near where I live, at the Cypress College, uh, I would just always want to just go look at the games. Like I knew exactly where people had games, in the swap meet because like I knew every single store or like little like shop and stall. And I would be like, can I go look at it? Can I go look at it? Because like there was the off chance that maybe if I begged enough, I would be able to get a game. And sometimes I was able to, and sometimes I wasn't. Um, but I don't know. Like I look back, and I'm like, dude, why were you like that? But then I remember, oh yeah, I didn't really watch shows or like, I mean, I read books a lot, but like, it was kind of hard to find people to talk to about books, especially me being the very fucking introverted child that I was. Like I could genuinely count on my fingers how many friends' houses I went to, cause it was like honestly like one or two. Cause like my mom didn't really trust uh a lot of people unless she like personally knew the parents of my friends, which was like one or two friends. Uh, like I think I was like 13 or 14 when I had my first ever sleepover, and I was so hyped about it. Like at a sleepover that wasn't at like a family member's house. Like I was so fucking happy about it. Um, and to this day, I think I've honestly yeah actually no yeah I've only ever slept at one friend's house. Uh, I've been very close to doing so at other houses. But usually mom's like, yeah, just come home. I'm like, all right, I guess. uh, but no, yeah. And now that we got off that tangent, yeah, that was pretty much why, like, as a kid, like my only obsession was
We have the
video
same
games
taste, you and I.
because I don't know,
It's
I
not
like playing them.
ambition.
Like I'd spend
It's ambition's
literally
opposite.
every hour
An
that
obdurate
wasn't
mission to
done
taste defeat.
doing homework playing video
You'll feel
games.
bad if you win,
Um,
so I put this snake in for you.
So much so that I think that's like the main reason why I did so well in school is because I was like, I need more time to play video games. Like I remember it was either third or fourth grade. I think I believe it was third grade. Um, we did these like assignments for, oh fuck, uh, for spelling words. Like every like week we would have like a spelling test. Uh, and my teacher had it that we would have to do three or four activities for uh, those words, and some of them were like, oh, write the words in like a different form, but like give us a key to like understand how you spelled the words, which was a very strange like thing. I was like, okay, like spell the word, but not how it's spelled. Use your own weird little language. And my language was always what should we call it? I would just reverse the alphabet, which meant that all the letters were reversed. So A was Z, B was Y, S was H. I remember that one a lot because I was a weirdo. I was like, man, S is a cool word because it's all over me, which stands true to this day. I'm Salvador Sanchez, senpai, fucking born in the year of the snake, Sagittarius. That's why I like the alliteration of my name. Liar about what? Tell me. Liar about what? I didn't do. He did. Cause look, the assignment was literally, freaking, write the words in a freaking different, different key, different like combination. So I was like, all right, I'll do that. And I believe the other one that I also did was like word pyramids, which was like, okay, write one letter, then write another letter. So it'd be like you get the word like shark, you would do S, then SH, SHA, then SHAR, then SHARK. It would just do that. And because these assignments were like so simple, I would do every single one on Monday, and then I would be done for the week for that, like those spelling assignments, because I just didn't want to be doing them, and then that just meant that I had more time to play video games. And like that's why like my mom always like went like, man, you were such a like a brighter kid when you were young. I was like, no, I just like I'm pretty sure I was just more obsessive about the fact that I had time to play video games because I wanted to do that. That's all I wanted to do. And so I would just always be doing that. I would be like, okay, what assignments can I do now so that I don't have to do them later? And as such, no, my mom knew, dude. Literally, I'm telling you, like, not even a joke. I was almost always playing video games when I was younger. If I wasn't reading books, I was playing video games. It was genuinely crazy. Like, man, my time was not well spent. Just kidding. Yes, it was. I still love video games. Like I would say there was honestly a pretty long period of time where I just didn't play any at all. Like I would say this was like 7th grade to let's say probably about 10th or 11th grade. I just didn't play video games. I just like watched YouTube videos. I just watched like a lot of PewDiePie, Markiplier. Not really Jacksepticeye. I don't know why he was never my style. Yeah, I just watched them a lot. It was great. Because like I don't know, I like doing it. Yeah, baby Mark. It's crazy to like see how they've evolved over time. Like I look back at it, I'm like, man, they're kind of weird, but like I still enjoy it. Like I love having seen their growth from like way back when to now. It's crazy like how people evolve and change with the times. Like I could tell you personally. Who's there? Hello, person. I would say that I even me myself, even like I would say like a little bit less than 6 months ago, I was a completely different person, like personality-wise. Like I think back to who I was back in school, because I mean it's completely different. The vibe is completely different. Like I would like not want to be the person that I used to be. What's my job? I work at a Walmart. I'm not currently working there because I am on quarantine, and as such, I spent all my time playing Getting Over It, because why not?
in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer.
Yeah, Walmart's lame. Give me their money.
And the
That's all
player
I.
is constantly
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I am there just for the money. I don't really care.
Anyway, when
Like
you
I don't
start sexy
need
hiking,
to be
you're standing
working
next to this
particularly. I
beach
just kind of work
that blocks the way
because
to the
I like
high
buying
res
stuff and I
of
like. I also like helping
the
my
beach. It took an
family
hour to get over that tree.
with money
A
if
lot
they
of
ever
people
need it,
never got
which
there.
I usually
Pride,
do if they're like,
codependence,
hey, can I borrow money? So I'm like,
limits of
alright,
your
sure, just pay me
reach
back
and your strength, trying
eventually.
To find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every
Oh my goodness, give me a
pixelated
second.
obstacle in sexy hiking is
Anyways, as I was saying, holy shit, is Dimitri. What's up, dude? It's like all facets of my life are coming together at once.
And that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game.
Try me, Dimitri. You know what, Dimitri? Watch this. Watch this.
And it's authentic to the process of building a game.
I will beat it within. I will give you.
Happened to me as I was building this now. I'd have an idea for
Maybe I'll say in 8 minutes.
build it, test it,
I'll beat this shit.
and it would usually turn out
Watch
to
me,
be
bitch.
amazingly hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle
COVID speedrun.
was
Yeah.
my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imagine
No,
a
I'm
developer
telling you, like,
built
I am not
themselves
joking when I say that. Like, I've literally
Turns out
just been playing this shit.
repeated attempts to reach the
My friends
summit
can attest to it.
became
I've
so
literally just been like,
difficult.
hey guys, I want to play some game over it now.
When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin to
what am I saying?
harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking
Yeah,
it
what was
into
it? I don't even know what I was
pieces
talking about
so
earlier,
each new
but
piece.
let's assume it was something about the
For years
fucking
now,
Rosca de
people have been
Reyes, because
predicting that games would soon
I
be
just did
made
that.
from
I just came back from doing
prefabricated
that.
objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad.
You're gonna hear a lot of
badly
ums.
made, although a lot of
And
them are.
maybe some munching and not even
I mean
munching.
they're
What am I
trash in the way
saying?
that food
Like some
becomes
swallowing,
trash
because
as
I
soon as
have
you put it in the sink.
a lot of hot
Things are made to
chocolate
be consumed
and a
used
piece of
in a
rosca, which
certain
luckily didn't have a
context.
baby
Once
Jesus
the
in it,
moment is gone,
so
they
I don't need to do shit.
transform into garbage. In the context of technology, those moments pass by in seconds.
I should play without the mouse acceleration. I like it like this.
Over
I've
time,
gotten
we've
used
brought
to
more
it.
and more refuge
The
into this vast digital
fucking
landfill
whatever
called the internet.
this mechanic
And
is,
that
I gotten
vastly
used to it,
outnumbers and
and
outweighs the
I
things that
can't
are
go
fresh
back. I
and
feel like it.
unattainted now.
I haven't changed a single thing about my
When we put it
settings
down
since I
versus
first started
cultural
playing. Fuck me.
trash becomes the new medium.
Because
The lingua
I don't know.
franca
I feel like
of
the
the
better I
internet.
get at
You
using
could build
a specific
culture out of
setting,
that. But
the
only
easier it'll
trash
get for
culture.
me.
Be
And I
games,
mean, it has,
be movies,
more or less.
be music, be philosophy.
But despite that, I will never play League of Legends with a
Maybe this is what digital
an
culture
unlocked
is.
camera,
A
because
monstrous mountain of
I
trash
lack
that
the ability
ash
to
heap
fucking
creativity's fountain.
keep an eye on my
A
character.
landfill with everything we ever thought of in it. Grand, infinite, and unsorted.
Honestly, I'm hoping
There's 3D
that I
models of
can beat
breakfast,
my
Gen X's
personal
fanfic
record.
novels, scan
I don't
magazines,
know if I'm
green
going to
screen
be
Shia
able
LaBeouf,
to,
and
because,
stuff scenes
you
on
know,
Lively. Facebook's got lifelike bots with
I
unbranded
know for a
ad
fact
drops and
I
candid shots
choke,
of Kanye and
especially
Taylor
under
Swift
a little bit
mashups,
more pressure.
car crash epic fail chips, Russian dash cam vids,
But who knows?
discussions of McRibs,
Chances
discarded,
are, maybe I
forgotten,
can beat 726. I believe that was my best time.
rotten, untold.
But you know, only time will tell within these
Everything's
next
fresh
9
for
runs.
about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight.
Do I play on the new version? I play on whatever is the most recent
In
version
this
that
context, it's tempting to make friendly
was on
content
Steam.
that's gentle, that lets you churn
I just
through
recently
but not
bought it,
bad.
like,
Why make
I
something
think I bought it
demanding
Christmas Day, if
that
I'm
just
being
gets
honest.
piled up in the landfill?
And I played it for about 4 days before I was able to beat it. And my first time was
When
almost
games
4
were
hours,
new,
354.
they wanted a lot from you.
And then after that,
Daunting,
it was a
daunting,
159,
setting,
and then
players played
54
stoically.
minutes, and then
Now
it's just
everyone's
been,
turned off by that.
you know,
They wanna
decreasing
burn through it quickly. A
since
quick
then.
fix for the fickle, some tricks for the clicks
But
of the
you know,
fickle.
I've hit a bit of a
But that's
of a
not you, you're an
plateau.
acrobat. You could swallow a baseball bat.
But I'm fine. Well, not really plateau. It's more or less like, if I want
I
to
know.
get a better
Most likely
time,
you're
I just
watching
need
this
to
on
like
YouTube
make sure
or
that I don't
Twitch,
make
while
mistakes.
some dude with 10 million views does it for you. Like a
I'm not
baby bird
hoping
being fed
to,
chewed up food.
you know,
That's
of course I'm not
culture
gonna go for the fucking world record, because Jesus Christ, those
But on the off
those
chance
people
that
that
you're playing
actually
this,
are able to
what
do it,
I'm
I
saying
find
is,
it insane.
trash is disposable, but maybe it doesn't have to be
Because the
approachable.
like little
What's the feeling
pogo
like? Are
jumping
you
that they just
stressed?
constantly
I
do
guess you don't hate it.
is
You got this far.
far
Feel
beyond
the trust
my
it's underrated.
my current skill level, and I think I would go insane if I
This sweet juicy fruit
tried to
locked
do that.
inside a bitter peel. That's not how I feel about a challenge. I
You know,
only
like
want the
my
bitterness.
rule with games
It's
is always,
coffee.
I'm
It's
pretty
grapefruit.
sure I can get
It's licorice.
at least above average relatively quickly with games.
It feels like we're closer now. Composer and
Like I
client,
remember,
designer and user.
like
You could have refused, but you
almost a
didn't.
year ago now,
There was something
I
in you
got
that
really
was
into
hidden.
playing rhythm
I chose to
games,
continue.
and I absolutely fucking love them again. Because I used to play
It means a lot to me that you've
Guitar
come this
Hero
far.
when I was
Endured
younger.
this
I had
much.
it for my Wii,
Every wisecrack, every insensitivity,
and it was really fun.
every
I
setback
genuinely
you've
loved it.
forgiven me
But
is a
I
kingly gift that
I
you've
think
given me.
the last time I played, I was pretty decent at hard mode. But after that, I sold my Wii to a family member because I wanted to get a PS3. And my rule with my family was always like, if I get a new console, oh fuck me,
Oh, you just
I
lost
have to
my
sell the
mind
old
for
one.
progress.
So whatever
That's a
console it was
deep
that I was getting,
frustration.
I would you know, just get whatever console I get, the old one had to go. And did I upload my best run? I did not, unfortunately. I was playing alone, and I wasn't thinking of recording because I didn't think it was gonna be a good run until I was like, oh wow, look at that. Bennett Foddy's still talking, and I am now at the base of this mountain. Oh shit. But you know, now I'm recording this, or you know, streaming this so that I could have it preserved for myself. And like I said, I hope I can get at least one good run in. Because pretty much, if I want a good run, there's like 3 or 4 very important locations that I know that I need to just not mess up on. One being this anvil jump here, because this honestly is pretty much always my biggest time waster. Because I always kind of mess up the little jumping for it. I wouldn't say the snowballs are that bad. I think I always just kind of get greedy whenever it comes to these. Like I could just do like what I just did here, and just keep shooting to the side. But if I try to just go fast, it messes me up.
We have the same taste.
But it's also pretty annoying. I feel like
ambition.
it's a pretty big time waster, and
an obdurate mission to taste.
I always, yeah, I do that.
You'll feel bad if you win.
That's my tactic because I don't have enough. There's not enough consistency in trying to do the fast run where you just pogo immediately to this area. And ice climb is, well, this thing. It's decent. The first part is annoying, but I feel like once I get to about the halfway point, it's pretty easy because there's more than enough places to hook onto.
Have you thought about who you are in this? Are you the man in the pot, Diogenes?
I know there's been considerably better improvement, because I used to spend so much time on the space tower, or satellite, whatever the hell you call it.
His will, his intent, the embodied resolve in his
and it used to take me like upwards of like 3 or 4 minutes, maybe more honestly, to get through it. But now I like understand, okay, so I need to hold here and then just kind of yeet myself after that one. I also think that if I'm going to get a good time, I need to like shut up once I'm like, oh, that might be actually a good run, because I feel like once I start talking and looking over, I'm like, man, where's my brain going? And I just kind of forget to do certain things better.
Now, you've conquered the ice cliff, the platforms, the church, and the rectory, the living room and the factory, the playground, the construction site, the granite rocks, and the lakeside.
There we go. See.
You've learned to hike. There's no way left to go but up.
Fly me to the moon. I'm gonna drink some hot chocolate.
I'm glad you came.
Oh, so yes, unfortunately, space is keeping me going for a little bit longer. I think I kind of messed up my trajectory there. I don't know. I don't particularly think I'm in the
one who came this far.
The department for speedrunning, getting over it, because like I don't. All of it is pretty much just for myself, because I put the challenge to myself of like, hey, what if I beat this game 50 times in a row, just to prove that I can, and then I put my mind to it, and here I am, 42 wins into it. I still have a lot of fun with it. I don't know if like after I beat the 50, if I'll just keep playing it on and off like I have, because there's only so much getting over it I can take.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over.
Unfortunate. I also gave myself the rule that I refuse to reset ever, because I gotta get over it. Haha, get it? Because game.
If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're
I have a lot of
about to
potential
go
for speedrun.
through might
Oh,
be
thanks.
Feel free to go
I think the only thing I ever legitimately try to speedrun, it's kind of dumb, but I I thought it was really funny, was
Thanks for coming with
there
me.
was a Spec Ops mission
I'll understand if you have to take a break if
on Modern Warfare 2.
find a safe place to
It
stop.
was a breach and clear in the Gulag.
Don't worry. We'll save your
Um,
progress, always.
and
Even your mistakes.
I remember I figured out, oh, I can just take this
This game is
this
a homage to
automatic
the
shotgun
game in
and
2002.
just ignore every single character here and kind of just run to the end of it. And I beat the id Software. id Software? No, that's wrong. The Infinity Ward speed run time, because they always put like this little like, oh, this is how long it took a developer to finish this time, and it was like 12 seconds, and I got like 10-ish, I think. I don't know. It was like barely enough time to beat it. And I was like, man, that was really fun. I should see how long it like takes other people who are like pretty good at this game to do it. And I ended up searching up a speedrun, and it was like almost 3 seconds faster. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I was like, this level's only about 15 seconds long if you just ignore everyone. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that, but I thought it was pretty fun, and I kept trying to do it.
Unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
But no, yeah, that was like my first exposure to like speedrunning and like trying to attempt it. But it was pretty funny. I always enjoyed it. And if there was ever a game that I would want to speedrun just for the hell of it, it would be it would be this one Bomberman game for the DS. I don't remember what it was called exactly. I could probably search it up after this. But it was basically a minigame collection. And the only reason I ever thought about speedrunning it was because as a kid, I remember I spent an entire day, in my eyes, it was an entire day, but it was this, we were on a road trip to Northern California, because I live here in Southern California, and fucking going up anywhere in this goddamn state is hell because it's so goddamn long. So going up is a road trip in and of itself. And I was just on my DS that entire day, and I beat the game and got the second ending, because for some reason there was 2 endings to this game, which was just like, oh, what girl do you end up with? And it was just like this fire girl and this water girl. And so I was like, man, that was really cool. Maybe I was in my mind, in my little kid mind, I think I was like 8 or 9 at the time. I was like, man, that was the fastest I've ever beat a game. And later on, I remember years down the line, I was like, man, I wonder if there's any actual speedruns for that game, considering it was just a very big minigame collection. And I ended up searching it up, and it's just a fucking marathon to actually beat them, because there's just so many minigames, and like honestly a lot of backtracking for, you know, old DS games and a kids game at that, that actually beating it takes quite a lot of time. But if there's ever a game that I like really want to beat it at a fast rate, it would be that game. Maybe other ones in the future, because I think the only other game I quote-unquote speedran was God of War, the original one, because there was a achievement for it that wanted you to beat it in, I believe, 4.5 hours. You can check me on that. I don't exactly remember. And me being the ever so impatient achievement hunter in my olden days, I was like, I'm gonna learn how to run this game as fast as I can so I can do it. And I eventually learned this kind of annoying tactic that was in the game, which essentially you had to roll and then initiate an attack right after it, because the old God of War had this really weird tactic where if you attacked right after a roll, it would negate the startup animation for the next roll. I might be explaining that wrong, but essentially, like, after you rolled, originally the game just wants you to like wait a little bit to roll, because otherwise people would just keep rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. But for some reason, attacking made it so that you didn't have to wait. And so the tactic to go as fast as possible was to just keep rolling, attacking, rolling, attacking, rolling, attacking. And by God, was that annoying. But I did that throughout the entire game. And also kind of cheated, because they allowed you to use the alternate costumes, which drastically changed the way that the game works. I believe the one that I used was the what was the name of it? I forgot the name of the costume, but it was Kratos in a cow costume, with little freaking gallons of milk for his
In this context,
his
it's
Blades of Chaos, and it just gave you unlimited magic, which just basically made the entire game an absolute joke, because you could just keep using Poseidon's magic, which was that giant, oh god, AoE lightning, and everything in the game just kind of died to that, because they got stunned from it, and you were just kind of throwing it out every single second, and it was great. Probably the longest part of that game was Pandora's Temple, because god, those puzzles, I never beat it when I was younger, but then I grew up and I was like, oh, so I just have to kick this freaking stupid chest onto that switch over there. Wow, that was a lot less difficult than I thought it was. It was great. God of War is honestly one of my favorite series. It's probably one of the only game series that I have actually played every single game in the series. Maybe. I don't count Ascension because I pre-ordered that game when I was younger, before I understood what pre-ordering was. And I thought I got a great deal on the game. Like I went to GameStop, and they're like, "Oh, would you like to pre-order any of these games?" You know, in their GameStop fashion of trying to make you pay for more shit. I was like, "Ooh, cool, sure." And so I saw that there was a God of War game that was coming out. I was like, "Ooh, how about that one?" And so I told my dad, "Oh, Dad, like, yeah, like, let's just pay extra to get that game." And I didn't understand that you have to actually pay for the rest of the game. So I just wasted $5 of my dad's money for no reason, because I was like, man, I got a really good deal on God of War. It was kind of dumb, but I look back and I'm like, man, how did I not understand that? Because logistically speaking, how would they get the game to you afterwards? Like, I didn't remember. I don't think I even saved the receipt from it, because, you know, no one really likes keeping receipts. So I just kind of threw the receipt away, and just, you know, once again, wasted money for no reason, because I thought I was getting God of War Ascension for $5, which unfortunately I did not. And to this day, I still have not played God of War Ascension. I played it, every other game in the series except for Ascension and the PS4 reboot, which I should play at some point, because I do like the game. I do really like all of them. I played, what was it? Ghost of Sparta, fucking whatever that other, the two PSP ones, and the original trilogy, because there was the God of War saga on the PS3, which was essentially a big old collection of all the games, and I 100% completed every single one of those games, because by God, I was going to do it or I would die. I think the only other trilogy game that I've done that with was probably Ratchet and Clank, the original PS2 trilogy. Actually, wait, when did Ratchet and Clank come out? Was it PS2 or PS1? I can't remember. I think it was PS2. It makes sense. Otherwise, it would be strange. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, I played those because I don't know. I've had a weird relationship with games over time. Like, it used to just be, I want to get trophies and I want to show off to no one in particular, because no one gives a fuck about trophies. And honestly, not even in our day and age right now, I feel, only other nerds, like, I can't just go up to a girl like, hey baby, I platinumed the entire Ratchet and Clank trilogy on my original PS3. Like, no one's gonna fucking care. So I remember for a really long time I had this really strange feeling towards my video games, because and I blame Ubisoft for this, because I was playing God of War, or not God of War, Assassin's Creed Revelations, the third, you know, Ezio Auditore game in the series, and I was just like getting sick of the games, because they were just all so monotonous and none of the trophies felt fun to get anymore. Like, it was just like, okay, go and collect this absurd freaking collectible 500 times. It wasn't that much, but the feathers, by God, those feathers in that game, in the original freaking Assassin's Creed 2,
you and
I wanted to just die, because you just have to get so many, and the only way to realistically get them is if you use a guide. And so I would just be following these guides bit by bit, and there came a day where I was just sitting on my couch playing God of War. Oh my God, why I keep saying God of War? Assassin's Creed Revelations, and I was like, why am I playing this game? am I enjoying myself? Is this what I play video games for? And so like I just kind of like stopped playing the game, and for a while I just didn't want to play any video games because I was like, what am I playing video games for? Am I playing it for me? Am I playing it for what? For the trophies that I don't even care about? Like, they're giving me more of a headache than anything. Like, what fun is this game if all I do when playing it is look at this stupid wiki guide on how to get every single trophy? And I think that happened in, like, I don't know, I think the tail end of 10th grade, like right after I kind of got back into video games again. And I don't know, I despised like the way that I played games for a while after that. I was like, man, I really was not enjoying myself. Like and I remember one of my friends mentioned it to me. I forgot who exactly it was that he said, oh yeah, there's this really good quote about platinuming. And it was like, you should only ever really get 100% completion for games that you actually enjoy, because otherwise, why are you playing that game? And that's kind of the process that I was going through. I was like, am I really enjoying playing 3 different Assassin's Creed games just for their stupid trophies? And the answer was no, I in fact was not. And that's why, like, to this day, I just do not really like the Assassin's Creed games. Like, there's sometimes I'm like, man, I kind of want to go and complete that game. But I'm like, do you really? Or do you really just want the bragging rights of being like, ah, yeah, I got the Platinum Trophy on Assassin's Creed 19. Fucking, I don't know, now you're in Italy again. Because, I don't know, can't fucking think of another place to shove Assassin skin nowadays. Who knows? But I think over time, my love for video games has been reinvigorated because I have a lot more friends that play video games, and I play a lot more with them. And so a lot of the time, I enjoy actually playing video games again because I just kind of play them because I'm like, this game is fun. Let me complete it, and I do. I actually complete games because I genuinely enjoy them. The last game that I just recently completed to at least trophy or achievement completion was Hades, and oh my god, that game was amazing. It genuinely has turned out to be like my favorite game of 2021. I dumped, I think, roughly 95 hours into it. 95 or 85, I don't know, one of those two. Just because I enjoyed it so much. And roguelikes are so entertaining to me. Give me a second. I always like the concept of a game only being as good as your ability. No, wait. The ability to finish a game as fast as possible is only up to how good you are at it. And I feel like roguelikes are exactly like that, because from any point in the game, you can beat it. It's just up to you. And I believe it took me roughly 13 runs to actually beat the game. So much so that it kind of screwed me over in the story department, because it meant that if there was like certain events that needed to happen before other ones, I couldn't access them because I already beat the game. So I just kind of like had to keep playing the game and getting other stuff in it as the story unfolded. And so I eventually got the spoiler alert, the ending where you actually get Olympus to accept freaking Persephone and Hades, and that was pretty cool. I liked it. I was really happy. And after that, I only had like one kind of RNG-ish trophy to get, which was freaking Purge a Legendary Boon, which was just annoying because A, it's hard as hell to get Legendary Boons in that game, and B, you need to make sure that the shop allows you to purge it, which sometimes it just never does. But eventually I got it, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm happy with how I left this game. And I know for a fact there's still a lot, and I mean a hell of a lot, left in that game for me to enjoy, because there's so much love and care dumped into Hades. Like, it is genuinely insane. Like, no one said that they needed to add voiceovers for every single interaction that that game has, but they didn't care. They just wanted to put every single bit of content that they want to. There's so much love and life put into every single character in that game that it just makes it such a joy to play every single time.
In a certain way, sexy hiking is the perfect
Yeah, there's my Hades tangent. Once again, I reiterate, everyone probably needs to play a game like Hades at least once or twice because it deserves it. I hope that whatever the developers Supergiant makes next is just as good, because if any of their previous works is to go off of, like, there's without a doubt that it'll go out pretty well.
And the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling.
Slide skip. What's my slide skip like?
Anyway,
It's terrible.
When you start sexy hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree.
Hey Sal, wouldn't it be faster if you just, I don't know, went the normal way? You're right, but am I a quitter here? No.
Trying to find a way up and over.
You don't get this far with quitting.
Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake.
I think I just never get like the proper momentum, and then
once you have the correct method,
whenever I do,
correct equipment, or just by spending enough time. In that sense,
oh, there you go.
Every pixelated obstacle in sexy hiking.
It's about drive. It's about power.
The obstacles in sexy hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this game. I'd have an idea for a new
I could really go for some chocolate milk, not gonna lie. I say with hot chocolate on my side.
To be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier.
But, you know, I remember I had this argument with one of my friends before, but hot chocolate and chocolate milk are not one and the same. They are not at all the same. Oh shit, my anger took over me. Oh shit!
That turns those mountains into something real.
Damn it. Anyways.
When you're building a video game world,
because think about it.
And that can be like working with
hot chocolate, first off, has hot in the name. You need to have it hot. Chocolate milk, you do not have to have it hot. You can warm it up, and you can have it warm, because warm chocolate milk is honestly really good. But the contents are different because Jesus Christ! All right, sorry. I need to focus my brain a little bit before I go on this tangent.
For the most part, that hasn't happened. Because the objects in the stores
I feel like the components of chocolate milk and hot chocolate are extremely similar, yes, but they come out differently. The chocolate you put in hot chocolate is completely different than like powdered chocolate that you put in most of your chocolate milks. And because of that, they are fundamentally different. Like, if you like tell me, oh yeah, I'm gonna get you chocolate milk. If you give me hot chocolate, I will kill you. Except I won't, because first off, I still love my sweet stuff. But it's different. Like, I'm terrible at explaining stuff sometimes, and I apologize. But like, you heat up and you boil the chocolate into a hot chocolate. But for chocolate milk, you just kind of pour that shit in and boom, spin it, bam. That's your hot chocolate. Or that's your fucking chocolate milk. But like, I don't know, I feel like with hot chocolate, you add, sometimes, occasionally, you add a little bit of cinnamon. Which I have in the past with my mother. But with chocolate milk, there's so much less processing in it. You just, alright, dump your fucking Nesquik or, I don't know, your generic chocolate powder into it, and bam, you got your chocolate milk. I feel like my gameplay reduces by like 50% whenever I try to go on a tangent, because, like, I will tell you, I feel like I registered like 50% of what just happened in the game as I was going on that tangent.
In this context, it's tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it, but why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the landfill? filed in with the bland things.
No.
When games were new, they
They
wanted a
wanted
lot from you. Daunting you, taunting you, resetting and delaying you. Players played stoically. Now everyone's turned off by that. They want to burn through it quickly.
Fuck me.
A quick fix for the fickle. Some tricks for the clicks of the
My
feckle.
brain is ceasing to function.
That's not you. You're an acrobat. You could
I
swap
feel like
a
the most
baseball
I've played
bat.
this game in a row is probably like 4 or 5 times. I feel like 10
Yeah, I
runs
know. Most likely
is
you're watching
hurting
this
my
on
gonna be
YouTube
hurting my
or
soul a lot
Twitch,
more
while some
once
dude
I
with 10 million views
start
does
reaching it.
for you, like a baby bird being fed
Um,
chewy food. That's culture too.
No. Oh my god.
But on the off chance that you're playing this, what I'm saying is, trash is disposable, but maybe it doesn't have to be approachable. What's the feeling like? Are you stressed? I guess.
Why
you
did I go
don't
on my
think
hot
you've
chocolate
got this
tangent?
far, feeling frustrated.
I don't know.
It's underrated.
Tangents have always been
Orange is
a
sweet, juicy
specialty of
fruit
mine.
locked inside
I
a
can
bag.
start a conversation, and by
That's
the end
not
of it,
how
you'll
I
be like,
feel about
okay,
the challenge.
you were talking
I only
about,
want the bitterness.
I don't
It's
know,
coffee. It's
the effect of
grapefruit.
global warming upon our
liquor.
population. How are you now talking about fucking social media and its
It feels
effects
like we're
on
closer now.
how people
Composer and client,
fucking
designer and user. You
fake
could have refused, but you didn't.
their
There was something in you that was
humanitarian
willing. You
activities
chose to
for
continue.
clicks and views? Which I'm not joking. That's kind of how one of my
It means a
presentations
lot to
went
me that you've
when
come
I
this
was
far, endured this
in
much.
school.
Every wisecrack, every insensitivity, every setback you've
And
forgiven
I
me
once
is a
again
penny
go back
of
to the
gift
idea that
you've given me.
maybe I am in fact an undiagnosed
We have the
person
same
with
taste,
ADHD,
you and I.
because
It's not
my
ambition.
ability to just completely
ambition's
forget
opposite.
the topic at hand and
An
just start talking
obdurate
about
mission to taste
something
defeat.
entirely different
You'll feel bad
is
if you win,
unparalleled.
so I put this snake in for you.
Oh. I remember my that same teacher for that class, which was a AP seminar, told me that you're very good at giving presentations, but Jesus Christ, stop going on tangents. I'm like, I'm sorry,
Have you thought
I
about
can't
who you
stop
are
it.
in this? Are you
If
the
I start
man in
if I
the
start
fight?
something that I'm
Are
really
you
really
Judas?
excited about, I will talk
Are
about
you
at least
Satan?
9 other topics that
Are
I'm
you
really
the top
excited
of his
about at the same
hand?
time.
I think not. Where your hand moves, the hammer may not follow, nor the man's hand. And this here is will, his intent, the embodied resolve in his uphill ascent.
My sister arrived. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to keep doing this right now. I'll keep playing, but probably muted for a bit.
Now, you've conquered the ice cliff, the platforms, the church, and the rectory, the living room and the factory. the playground, the construction site, the granite rocks, and the lakeside. You've learned to hike. There's no way left to go but up, and in a moment, I'll shut up. But let me say, I'm glad you came. I dedicate this game to you, the one who came this far. I give it to you with all my love.
So I'm back. Oh shit. Main. Oh, look at that. Where is my thingy? I forgot to fucking. There we go. Alright, well, I'm back. I've fucking left for who knows how long because. Well, when I say BRB family stuff, that might mean a lot longer than it seems because. By God, can my family keep me busy for a very long time? But it was fun. I went to Kotak because we're doing the Rosca de Reyes stuff. Neither me, my mom, nor my sisters and my sister's husband got the little Jesus, which I honestly forgot what the significance of it was, but none of us got it. Which is good because it means you don't have to like cook or some shit. I don't know. That's Salvador's explanation of the religious holidays, first edition.
If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view, starting over is harder than starting up.
And oh my god, my shit's all over the place. Give me a second. Oh my god, my fucking wire is like. My hot chocolate's not even hot no more. Not even lukewarm, it's like chill.
What you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come.
Whatever.
I'll be here.
Ay, Dios mío. I don't even remember what the fuck I was talking about earlier, I'll be real with y'all. But, yeah, getting over it. I don't know. We were talking about a lot of stuff. It was interesting. Talking about family and shit, because, you know, that's a topic that's always fun to talk about. Talking about Christmas presents they didn't like, unfortunately. And because I'm so amazing, none of my family said that they didn't like my presents, so that was pretty epic. Because I tried. I really tried this year, because it was genuinely the first Christmas that I was able to buy stuff for everyone. Because I think the last time I technically did that was when I was like 7 years old, and that was just a bunch of shitty stuff that I got from the Scholastic Book Fair. Scholastic like Christmas book fair. It was weird. And it was all I remember I bought one of my sisters like the fucking eyeliner, and that was it. And I like wasted my money. What did I waste my money? Oh my god, I remember I wasted my money that same year on like shit that didn't fucking like amount to. I bought like some fucking chocolates, I think. I remember like I think one of my sisters was really pissed with me. It's like, why did you waste your money on that? And I was like, I wanted chocolate. Either that or some books. I can't remember. I don't think I bought books because I think my family was all right with me buying books because, you know, I was a fucking dweeb and I really liked reading. But all the good books were really fucking expensive, at least in my young mind.
You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is wrong. The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing.
I wish I didn't just fucking disappear for hours at a time whenever I stream, because I feel like I've done this twice before, where I just like, alright, bye, just leave for a long time. But I don't know. I feel like I should. I try, but it do keep happening. But you know, it'd be like how it is.
Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something.
On the bright side, I'm not professional. For now. Just kidding, who fucking knows.
And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin
it is pretty interesting. One of the things we talked about was the fact that my stepdad, because at some point we got to the topic of like how shit just kind of like can change for you all of a sudden, and one of those was the fact that my stepdad originally wasn't going to be here in America for much longer. He was roughly 3 months away. No, not even 3 months away. He already sent all his stuff to Mexico 3 months prior. But my mom was just recently done with like, she finally like was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna be divorced, and she like got rid of her ring, which she was still wearing, her matrimony ring, and she fucking ran into I think she like she got in a car crash with him because she knew him before, because she worked at a Jack in the Box and he worked at the H Mart that was directly across from it, and like there was like some like mutual friends amongst them, and she knew him just from that. And then that day, like my mom was like doing really bad. Like she was really pissed about work, and it was like just after she like, you know, was like, you know what, yeah, I'm getting divorced and whatnot. And she fucking ran into him. I don't. She didn't really explain it, but either she ran into him with her fucking car, or into his car, one of the two. And he was like ready to be all mad, but then he saw my mom. He's like, "Oh, you!" And then she started talking to him, and he's like, "Are you all right?" And she's like, you know, they're like, "Oh, how's it going, whatnot?" She's like, "Good, just divorced." And he's like, "Hell yeah," because he liked her. He actually really liked her. So he was like, "Hell yeah, you know, like I would like to date you in the future." So they pretty soon she was like, you know, I don't want to just try anymore because I'm old. You know, you don't really get the chance to date when you're older, unfortunately, because not a lot of people are in the position to do so. At that point, you're just kind of living life, building what you already have. But both of them were crazy enough to be like, yeah, let's just do this. Like, let's actually date and whatnot. And so the course of his life was completely changed therefore, because apparently like just a little bit before that he was having like a really deep like thought to himself of like, what am I like really doing, like what am I living for right now, because he just kind of lived alone and just kind of sent money to his family in Mexico, and he was like, can I like have some, like, God, please like give me something to like live for, like give me someone to like build a life with. And then eventually he like fucking actually got into a relationship with my mom, and honestly fucking saved us. I genuinely would say that he really changed the course of all of our lives, because we were in a pretty fucking bad position at the time. Like I got a job pretty at that time because I needed to help my mom. My sister had her job to help my mom too, and I was like, hell yeah, someone that's actually gonna help earn money for this household, because I don't know, it was quite a tumultuous time in our life. But you know, he came along and he changed the course of both ours and his life, because now he lives here with us instead of over there in Mexico with his family, which unfortunately means that. Oh shit! Oh, I got. That was a really good time. Give me a second. I can't think. Give me a second. His life changed. Our life changed. He's living here amongst us. And I am eternally grateful for the fact that I wouldn't. I don't know how to word that without making it seem like, oh yeah, good thing my mom and you crashed. But I guess, yeah, good thing that him and my mom fucking crashed at the time that they did, because otherwise, who knows where old Sal would be right now. Like, I would say I live pretty comfy at the moment. I pay my stuff. I help my family when I need to. You know, let them borrow money as needed. And buy all my anime merch, because what else are you supposed to do when you live like me? I'm a fucking dweeb, but no one knows that. Shh.
And what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
I'm glad I'm at least a weeb that acts like he is a functioning member of society.
I understand if you have to take a break at any point.
Because I feel like generally people see me and they're like, yeah, he's a nerd, but he's not that much of a nerd, I think. But that's my assumption. Because who knows what people actually think of me.
This game is an homage to a free game that came out in 2002 titled Sexy Hiking.
Which honestly makes it kind of weird. Like, whenever I find another weirdo in the public, it's great. Like, the kind of weirdo that, like, doesn't act like they're weird, but you know that they are, and they know that they are.
And they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a head.
Oh, I could have made that if I fucking committed.
In the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor.
God!
No
Oh my god.
Progress is guaranteed.
Alright, watch this.
Are too sheer or too slippery.
Nope,
And the
that
player
was...
is constantly, unwittingly in danger of falling and losing everything. Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game.
Oh my god, this hurts.
Over that tree.
Not really, but it does. Kind of.
Poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength.
I feel like I'm reaching that point sometimes where it's like, I feel like there's a certain... Oh shit! No! Like that point in a game where you're like... I don't know. Imagine a graph of like... The more I play, the better I get, but also there's a certain point where the more I play, the worse I feel like I'm getting, and that just darkens my mood and makes me feel like I'm doing worse. That's how I feel when I play this game sometimes. And now that we're fucking the 6 games in, I feel like I'm doing worse. Maybe it's because I'm talking. Maybe I just need to shut up for a run. But, you know, that wouldn't be very entertaining, unless my skills could speak for themselves, which they clearly do not.
Was my fault, as a player, rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into
Fuck me. Well, there goes the good run.
Of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable like rock. At that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas. For years now,
I've mentioned it before, but I really find these kind of games, like, the level design really freaking cool. Because being able to make like a game where if you make this mistake, it'll pile onto another mistake that just ends up being a very bad time. Like, my main game that comes to mind with that is Jump King. Like, imagine designing a level that's like, okay, if you fuck up here,
In the context
that
of
means that
technology,
in this
those
other
moments
area
pass
that
by
we
in
set up
seconds.
here, you're also gonna fuck up, but even worse.
Over
Like, that's
time,
really
we've
cool.
poured
I like
more
that.
and more refuse into this vast
And I feel
digital
like for
landfill
Jump
called
King, it's
internet.
more than
It now vastly
something like here in
outnumbers ways
getting
that
over it,
use
because
fresh,
there are some places where you can
untainted
fuck up so bad,
When
and like
everything
that's
around
pretty
us is
cool.
cultural trash becomes
Like
the
I
new
wish
media
I had the
that
ability
all
to
were
create
freedom of the
something
digital
that,
age.
like, all right, guess what,
You could build culture
Bucko,
out
you
of
fucked
that.
up here. Guess
But
what?
only
Say goodbye to
slash culture.
3 hours of
Be games, be movies, be
of
music,
progress.
be philosophy. Maybe this is what digital culture is. A monstrous mountain of trash. The ash heap of
Oh
creativity
no!
is found.
Wow, I
A
am.
landfill with everything
I'm
we ever
fumbling the
thought of.
bag.
Grand, infinite, and unsorted.
Ay, ay, ay.
There's 3D models of breakfast, Gen X's fanfic novels, Scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned stuff scenes on LiveLeak. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic failed GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs.
Maybe I should have turned off
forgotten,
mouse acceleration.
unrecycled,
I don't know what the
muddled,
fuck it is, but maybe I should have.
untitled.
Whatever that one guy earlier was
Everything's
talking
fresh
about.
for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight. In this context, it's tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it.
I want to get at
Make
least
something
one
demanding, if it
one
just
good
gets piled up in the
fucking
landfill, filed in with the bland things.
run in this. I mean, what am I saying? I literally just
When
got one.
games were
That was
new,
8 minutes.
They wanted a lot from you.
What am I, I'm selling myself short here.
Taunting you, resetting,
But I'm also
playing
fucking up.
stoically. Now everyone's turned off by that. They want to burn through it quickly. A quick fix for the fickle. Some
I think
tricks
my
for
issue
the
is that I
kicks
was
of the
gone for so
feckless.
fucking long that my brain's like,
That's
time
not
to
you,
act
you're
like you're
knackered.
playing it for
You could swallow a baseball bat.
the first time in like 10 years.
Now I know, most likely you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, while some
Ay,
dude with
ay,
10
ay.
million views does it for you. Like a baby bird being fed chewed up food. That's culture too. But on the off chance that you're playing this, what I'm saying is, trash is disposable, but maybe it doesn't have to be approachable. What's the feeling like? Are you stressed? I guess you don't hate it if you got this far. Feeling frustrated? It's underrated. An orange is sweet, juicy fruit
Oh, fuck me.
locked inside a bitter peel. That's not how I feel about a challenge. I only want the bitterness. It's coffee. It's grapefruit. It's licorice.
I would have been further if I didn't fuck this up. I probably could have been done if I didn't fuck this up. And thus the cycle begins anew. I feel like we're closer. Right here.
It feels
Yeah.
like we're closer now. Composer and climber, designer and user. You could have refused, but you didn't. There was something in you that was hidden, that chose to continue.
Oh shit! Whoa! I did that actually really well. Holy shit! I'm amazing. Once again, I have that feeling of, man, this would have been an amazing run if I just didn't fuck up there. Or well, this too. Damn it. Maybe I should try to speedrun this game. I don't know. I don't think I have enough of my heart and soul intact to fucking play this game more than I already forced myself to. Because, like, when I play this game, I don't think I feel emotion. Other than, like, sad when I fuck up a run. Like, I don't feel like I get anger in this.
This much. Every wise
I'm fairly
break,
passive
every
when it comes
insensitivity,
really passive
every
when it comes to
setback
this.
you've given me is a kingly gift that you've given me.
Maybe it's because I reached the stage of like, man, I feel like I'm doing bad because I am bad, not because game bad.
We have the same taste, you and I. It's not ambition. It's ambition's opposite. an obdurate mission to taste defeat.
Oh,
You'll feel bad if you
bucket.
win. So I put
Bucket.
this snake in for you.
Ooh. Maybe I should do what all those tips I read were saying of like, hey, don't try to win the game fast, just do good. And it's like, but that's the same thing. If I do good, I'll be fast, but if I... Oh, fuck me. That was good. Nah, that's not good. Oh, that... Once again, Salvador realizes that if he just tried the setup... And so... Why do I feel like every day I just become more blind? Like, are my glasses that fucking dirty, or do I just need a new prescription? I don't know which one's worse. Either Sal is fucking gross and he can't keep his glasses clean, or he's becoming more fucking blind. I really hope that once my school starts up, I could play a bit more games. Cause like, yeah, I'll be more focused on school, but I'm also not gonna be working as much. So that'll be pretty nice to chill out and just focus on school for once. I feel like I haven't done that in fuck. Like, oh my god. I haven't really focused on school since I was in like 6th grade, if I'm being honest. I feel like after I moved from my old school district to the one that I ended up being in for the rest of my school time, I just kind of like lost the motivation, the drive to kind of be a very competitive student. Because like before it was I had a lot of friends. Specifically, I had a group of friends. It was 4 of us in total that were just complete fucking dweebs when it came to grades. Like, we always wanted to outperform each other. And so, like, I always wanted to try and do better because it was kind of strange. Like, my family also wanted me to, like, do that. And for some reason, I don't know why my school did this, but every year there was this like ranking system that oh wait, yeah, it was the old what were they called? The CSTs. There we go. The California State Test or something like that. I think that's what they were called. Every year, basically all of the school year was training for that in elementary. And my school would do this assembly where it would rank the students based off of their scores. And I was just number 2 every single time, and that like kind of pissed off my mom because I don't know who. Because for some reason, people were real fucking bitchy liars back when I was younger. Someone told my mother that I did worse just so that one of my friends would do better than me. Also, hell yeah, one. Which, completely fucking untrue, dude, because I was always trying my best, at least back then. But someone who managed to implant that idea into her mind made her think that, man, I can't believe my son's doing worse because he wants to help someone else do better. Like, no, my friends were extraordinarily smart too. Like, don't get me wrong. And like, I would try my best too. But how do you want me to compete with a motherfucker that got literally the first perfect score in our district on those fucking tests? Like, we all be trying out here. Like, don't think for a second that I've stopped trying. At least maybe not now, but because I swear to God, dude, I've never been lazier when it comes to school than I have as of late. And like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to put my mind is because
If you want an argument
it is
for the
unbearably
later discovered
like
that they just
boring
ripped
to
it.
not learn.
Starting
Like
over
I really
is harder
miss
than starting up.
the
If you're not
setting
ready for that, like
of
you've already
of
had
a
bad
classroom to
what you're
learn,
about to go through might be too much.
because like I haven't had that
Feel free
in
to go away
nearly
and
2 years now.
I'll be here.
Like I crave it. My fucking mind and body craves learning.
Alright. Thanks for coming with me on this trip.
So you know it'll be a nice change of pace. Even with even the fucking current shit with COVID going on.
Don't worry.
I
I'll save your progress, always.
it sucks because I know for a fact we're going to go back into
This game is a homage to
online
the
schooling
game
because
that came out in
it's just
2008
dangerous, dude.
called Sexy Hiking.
We got a new fucking variant of COVID. I mean, I can't talk about that. Well, yeah, we got a new variant of the sickness. Oh shit.
And B games are rough assemblages
Um,
of found objects.
So it would
Designed
be
to stay
quite
together
inadvisable
quickly and freely.
to,
They're often too rough and
you know,
unfriendly to
stick
game
kids into this
control.
classroom
They're built more
with
for the
a
joy
bunch of
of
other
building
kids.
them
Even
than the
yeah,
progress.
they're doing the stuff that they can. You know, we're all gonna have masks and whatnot, but it's still gonna be kind of bad because if one person gets it, I'm pretty sure a ton of us else are gonna get it. And like, I don't want to be the one to fucking go to work again. Like, hey yo, I kind of gotta go on sick leave again. I just got COVID.
Your task is simply to drag yourself up
Like I feel like it was already hard enough to get it this time because I was terrified. Like I went to Six Flags and my ass fucking almost got it, which honestly didn't even matter because guess what? My sister also had it, and she failed to mention that to us when she came over. So you know, 2 points for Sal for different exposures to COVID.
Anyway, when you start sexy hiking, you're standing
Um,
next to this dead tree that
I don't
blocks
know.
the way to the entire rest of the game.
I
It might take
I
you
wanna
an
be
hour to
optimistic
get over that tree. A lot of
about
people
it
never got
because you know I'm
Ride and
the
go at it, exploring
ever
the
present
woods
beam
and
of positivity when it comes to
trying to find a way up and over.
hoping for the best. Because what else do I have at the end of the day but a shit ton of hope? And you know be disappointed. No, I'm not gonna. I can have hope and also be disappointed. Like I'm fine with it. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That's always been my philosophy when it comes to everything. I don't know. Maybe this next year I will actually be a good student.
But I'm not sure Jazero intended to make a frustrating game.
Can I promise that? Yes, because I have something called I am excited for school for once.
I'd have an idea for a new obstacle,
Oh.
and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the
Also,
new
wow, I am.
obstacle was my fault as a player.
I need to focus
rather
my
than as a
brain.
builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape.
I feel like my main issue when I'm streaming stuff is the fact that I just forget to speak at times. Because you know your boy ain't really used to speaking when playing games. It's been a very solitary activity most of the time for me. Like a lot of my fucking game catalog is single player games. It's only been as of late that I got into other shit.
Because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean they're trash in the way that
I don't know, but I do want to try playing more single player games. Like I really want to play the Devil May Cry series. I am going to play the original, no, not the original. Well, yeah, actually no, yeah, the original series eventually for this for streaming purposes, because like I fucking love DMC, despite the fact that I've never actually finished the series. Oh my god. You really can't fucking speak while you play this, can you?
Trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. You can put culture
like
out,
currently I am
but only trash culture.
currently I'm a
B
fucking
games,
idiot
B movies,
apparently.
B music, B philosophy. Maybe this is what digital culture
Currently I'm
is.
playing
A
the
monstrous mountain of trash.
reboot version, 2013 Devil May Cry, DMC Devil May Cry, and I'm enjoying it. I don't think a lot of people would enjoy it because not a lot of people even like the reboot version. And I get it, you know, the game was a lot more of a social commentary at times, which not a lot of people like sometimes in their video games, more so now than ever. But you know, back then, even then, it was like a little bit much. Like, oh shit, taking down soft drink company, news network, bad people, rich people bad. You know, I also bought the entirety of the original series. So that's the HD collection that came out for when was it? It was like 20. 20. Actually, I don't fucking remember what year it came out. Who cares? Year doesn't matter. But yeah, the DMC HD trilogy. So that means we're gonna play DMC 2, baby, everyone's favorite. Which unfortunately does happen to be my favorite in the series because it was the one that I played when I was younger, and not even the actual one because my brother didn't let me play Dante's playthrough. I had to do Trish's for it.
But that's not you. You're an acrobat. You can swallow a baseball.
I feel like every time I start talking there, I'm just asking to fucking fail.
Most likely you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, while some dude with 10 million views does it for you.
Yeah, it's me. I'm the guy with 10 million views.
That's culture too. But on the off chance that you're playing this, what I'm saying is, trash is disposable, but maybe it doesn't have to be approachable. What's the feeling like? Are you stressed? I guess you don't hate it if you got this far, feeling frustrated.
I think
it's underrated. An orange is sweet, juicy fruit locked inside a bitter peel.
Oh my god.
That's not how I feel about a challenge. I only want the bitterness. It's coffee. It's grapefruit. It's licorice.
What is causing me this? Why am I doing worse? Maybe it's because my mind is full of, I don't know, poison. This is what DMC 2013 was talking about. No, but yeah, I do really want to play it because I haven't played. I mean, okay, I've touched most of the Devil May Cry series, and when I mean touched, I mean like I played it at least a little bit. Because I've played a bit, a very tiny smackaroon of two. No, actually no. I played a little bit of 2 because you know I had it back then, and my brother played the Dante playthrough, which he didn't let me fucking play.
Oh, you just lost a lot of progress.
Wow, I am.
That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut.
Whatever. Might as well get my thoughts out before I get to that part. I say, let me get all my thoughts out as I don't fucking speak at all. Yeah, okay, I've played 1. We used to play 1 a lot because we had it for our PS2, but I don't think we ever actually saved our progress, so like, we only ever really played like the first couple levels of it. Which is weird. I don't remember ever actually playing a lot of games past like the tutorial levels, or a little bit more when I was younger, because I don't fucking know, we were stupid.
Sorry about that.
I played a good chunk of 2 because I actually completed the Trish
Keep on trying. Don't let it get to you.
story. I believe that was her name, Trish.
This thing that we call failure is not
I played that one all the way through because that's the one that my brother's like, you can play that one, and so I played it because I mean, what else am I gonna do? We only have one fucking PlayStation. We're not fucking. Oh shit. I played. Actually, no. I think the one I've had the least exposure to, other than 5, because I haven't touched 5 either, was 3. Because I pretty much opened it and then didn't play it further than like the intro where like Dante fucks around with pizza and demons. That's pretty much all I did for 3. Holy shit, what is wrong with me? Down the road. Going down the road feeling bad. Gonna be trading it away. I have played a little bit of DMC 4. I played like 2 or 3 levels of that. Cause I bought I think I bought the normal edition for my PS4, and then I just failed to fucking play any more of it afterwards. Cause you know, I'm a fucking dweeb that doesn't know how to keep playing video games. Other than this, I feel like this has fucking stolen all my attention span. But maybe I should. I need to learn how to fucking keep at it in games. I need to like just stop stopping playthroughs, because I can't tell you how many fucking times I restarted Fallout New Vegas. Like that's the #1 game that comes to my mind when I'm like, how many times have I restarted a game? Oh yeah, Fallout New Vegas. I feel like I've restarted at least 10 fucking playthroughs of that game. I've played that intro so many fucking times. It's so stupid. Like I I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay, give me a second to shut up while I do this. I spit on my screen. As I was saying, Jesus Christ, what the fuck did that take you so long?
Designer and user. You got confused, but you didn't. There was something in you that was hidden.
Man.
You chose to continue.
But no, yeah, Devil May Cry. I've always really liked hack and slash games, as evidenced by me playing all of God of War and, you know, fucking completing those games all the way to 100%. Because that was during my trophy hunter phase. Which, I mean, it's kind of come back. I still like getting 100% on games because I like being like, hey, look, guys, I did it. I 100% game. But I feel like it's definitely lessened nowadays. Mostly because, you know, my fucking game catalog has basically become every other game and League of Legends. Like, I've played... Do I regret playing League of Legends? Maybe. Everyone regrets playing League of Legends. Because I don't know if you guys have ever heard the saying of, like, there aren't really any new League players. It's pretty much just people who have already played it coming back to fucking play that shit. And honestly, yeah, I had the misfortune of being one of the souls that got sucked into it and just completely enveloped my life in playing that stupid ass game. Like within like 3 or 4 months of playing it, I had like at least 100 or 200 hours in it. And well, look at that, I'm getting a phone call. Give me a sec. Well, guess what? Sal's having more family over. that means I'm probably gonna be a dumbass and leave for like another hour. See, my God. I told myself, this can either take 1.5 hours if I get good runs, or 3 hours if I have bad runs. I didn't expect it to be, so I was gonna have like almost 4 fucking hours of this game because he decided the one day that family was gonna come over to fucking play this game. Professionalism, boys. We've got it.
It means a lot to me that you've come this far, endured this much. Every wisecrack, every insensitivity, every setback you've forgiven me is a kingly gift that you've given me.
Hopefully I could.
Taste,
I mean,
you and
I only have like
it's not ambition.
3 or 4 more runs
opposite.
left,
An obdurate mission to
which
taste
I am. If I do them
You'll
well,
feel bad if
I
you win,
can finish
so
it
I
pretty
put the
soon.
snake
But
in
I don't
for
think
you.
it's in time for whenever my sister arrives. Oh shit! Oh no. I do really want to play more games on stream. I feel like every time that I'm like, I want to stream, there's always like a voice in the back of my head like, do you really want to stream? Like, who's gonna be watching? And I have to think to myself, it doesn't matter who watches, because like, I'm pretty sure I'm talking to myself right now. But like, I have somewhere to throw my voice at, because I always I'm always kind of fucking silent when I play games. And talk to myself about like the most random shit. So I'm basically just kind of throwing my thoughts that I would just normally be having alone into the ether. And maybe I'll like start just streaming like my more casual games, because I as I mean, I talked before right now that, you know, I play a lot of League, but maybe I'll fucking document my journey through ranked this upcoming season, because I do want to try and do better. Because I like playing stupid champions, but I feel like I'm sometimes really fucking bad with them. Like I want, if there's one fucking character that I want to climb with, it has to be Twisted Fate. And Gangplank by an extension. Just because, like, I love Twisted Fate's aesthetic. I've always had a thing for fucking suave cowboy with deck of cards. And he's that itch. He was like one of my first characters that I played in that game. So I could climb with him, because I've got the skill at least nowadays to back it up. Because before, Jesus Christ, I used to play him like I was good, which I was not. Because you get your ass beat so easily by everyone else. Because you are, without a doubt, Twisted Fate is like one of the most immobile characters in the fucking game. He has no way to get to you. So that's why like people take like Predator and yada yada yada. What the fuck? How are you gonna start off with that? I've never had this bastard fucking interrupt the intro with, oh, that's a lot of progress. Bennett Foggy, if that even is your real name.
If you want some money at the casino, and then put all your winnings on red. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding,
I already forgot what the hell I was talking about, I'll be honest with y'all.
If you want an argument with a friend, and then later decide that they just return to their original view,
I don't fucking know.
is harder than starting up.
Something
If you're
about,
not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be
yes, the other joy of Salvador
Feel free to go
streaming,
away and come back.
not being able to fucking remember the topic he was talking about literally like 20 seconds ago.
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll
I
understand
have
if you
the
to take a
best
break at any
attention
point.
span of
Find a safe place to stop.
either the best attention span and memory
Don't worry,
of either being
I'll
like,
save
ah,
you for
yes,
it.
that thing that you mentioned to me
Even your
one
mistakes.
day in the fucking midst of May 3 years ago, and then I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Like, I feel like my hearing has worsened so fucking much since as I've grown. Like, I feel like I have old man ears.
designers slap them together very
and
quickly and
it's
fluidly.
worrisome
And they're often too
sometimes
rough
because
and unfriendly to gain much
I've
flavor.
had conversations with people and be like,
More for the joy of building
huh, what the
than
fuck
as
did they just
optional
say?
products.
And just kind of like laughed it off. And hopefully one of those conversations doesn't
In a
have to be a
certain way,
serious one that I'm like
Sexy Hiking is
just
the
kind of
perfect
laugh
example
at.
of a hobby game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing his way.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm
Anyway, when you
actually
start
going
sexy
to.
hiking, you're standing next to this tree that blocks the way to the
Never mind.
entire rest of
Never
the
mind.
game.
Forget everything I
It might
just.
take an hour to get over that tree. A lot of people never got past it. You prod and poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach. And
Why
your
am I
strength,
like
trying to find a way up and
this?
over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles
I
in
feel
video
like-
game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct.
As I said before, this is not
equipment
this is
just
not
by spending
a
enough
speed
time.
run.
In that
This
sense,
is
every
me
pixelated
doing my
obstacle in
best.
Sexy Hiking is real.
And that's what matters. Because of that, I
Obstacles in Sexy
refuse to
Hiking
reset.
are never-ending, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazuro intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain.
I feel like I would
had an
want
idea for a
to
new obstacle,
stream
and I'd build it, test
Jump
it,
King
and it would
after
usually turn out
this,
to be unreasonably
but like
hard.
I don't think I have enough of a
But I
heart
couldn't
to
bring
fucking
myself
put
to make it
myself through
easy.
that.
It
Go
already
from
felt like my
one
inability to get past the
absolutely
new
bullshit
obstacle
game
was my
to
fault as a
another
player
is
rather
like
than as a
I
builder.
don't think my
Imaginary
soul
mountains
would be
build
intact
themselves from our efforts to climb,
after that.
and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas, and that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a
Oh
certain
my
shape
God.
to be played with, and in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world, not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas. For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made.
It's silent reading time,
although a lot of
boys.
them are. I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink.
Hopefully I don't.
Things are made to be
Scream.
consumed and used in a certain
Just kidding.
context.
I don't think I
Once the
scream at
moment is
any
gone, they
type of game,
transform
but
into garbage.
multiplayer games,
In the context of
because I only have
technology,
so much
those
time
moments
to
pass by in seconds.
throw emotions out.
Over time,
And,
we've poured more and more
I feel like
refuge into this vast digital landfill
there's no
that
game
we
I
call
scream
the
more
internet.
or breathe harder at,
Vastly
as my
outnumbers
friends can
and
attest to,
outweighs
than
things fresh and
League of
untapped.
Legends. I already talked about something like this. What am I
Everything
doing?
around us
I
is
am
cultural trash.
I am
Trash
forgetting.
becomes the new medium, the lingua franca
I
of
swear to
video
God,
games.
I sometimes can
You could build
bounce
culture
back
over
to
time,
the
but
same
only trash
fucking
culture. B
words
games, B movies,
that I
B
said like
music,
20 minutes
B
ago,
philosophy.
because I'm like, huh, I wonder if I talked about that. Let me talk about it.
Maybe this is what digital culture
Like,
is.
I've had a friend tell
A
me
monstrous mountain
that
of trash that
I've said the
actually
I've said the same
created
story
this
about my
a
shoes
landfill with everything
like
we ever
3
thought
or 4 times to him
grand,
before,
infinite,
because
and
apparently I
unsorted.
just am that much of a fucking knob.
There's 3D models of breakfast, Gen X's fanfic novels, Scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on Live League. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic failed GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded, forgotten, unrecycled, muddled, rotten, untitled. Everything's fresh for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight. In this context, it's tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things? When games were new, they wanted a lot from you, daunting you, taunting you, resetting and delaying you. Players played
Oh.
stoically. Now everyone's turned off
shit.
by that. They want to burn through it quickly.
Oh, that-
Tricks for the fixers, tricks for
Wait,
the
wait, wait,
kicks of the
actually?
feckless. But that's not you. You're an acrobat. You could swallow a baseball bat.
No, please. Oh my god, I think
Now I know.
I
most
just
likely you're
missed
watching this on YouTube
the
or Twitch, while some
7
dude with
minute.
10 million views does it for you, like a baby bird being fed chewed up food. That's culture too.
God fucking damn it. Oh, wait, that that is the most unsatisfying personal best I've gotten. I fell down, I fucked up my jumps over and over again, and I still got a good score. Oh my god. Okay. 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 I can do it. I think I can actually get a sub 7. That is what I want. That is all that I want. I don't think I have enough heart to continue this game afterwards, but we'll see.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you
Also,
left
there's a
your
very
wallet
distinct
at
chance that my
home,
sister
you
is
have to
already
go
here,
back after
so
spending
that
an hour
might
in the commute.
put a
If you want some money at the casino,
some
you put all your winnings on
some
red,
strain on
pretty
my
much.
plan.
If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding, and then immediately
Oh, I think
got
she's already
free
outside.
lunch. If you won an argument with a friend, and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view, starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
Okay.
Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress, always. Even your mistakes. This game is a homage to a free game that
Okay,
came out in
I am
2002 titled Sexy Hiking.
Currently entering
The author of that game
the
was
gamer
Jazz,
zone.
a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects.
Oh my god.
Designers slap them together very quickly.
Alright, you know what,
and
whatever.
freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its
Fuck
flavor.
me.
No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything. Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game.
I'm
It might take you
fumbling
an
the
hour
bag.
to get over that hill, and a lot of people never got past it.
I feel like
Bob and Coco are exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real. The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past a new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas, and that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with, And in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas. For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain context, and once the moment is gone, they transform into garbage.
Okay.
In the context of technology, those moments pass by in seconds. Over time, we've poured more and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. And you can build culture out of trash, but only trash culture. B games, B movies.
Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna try
B philosophy.
that.
Maybe this is what digital culture is. A monstrous mountain of trash, the ash heap of creativity's fountain. A landfill with everything we ever thought of in it. Grand, infinite, and unsorted. There's 3D models of breakfast, Gen X's fanfic novels, scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned stuff scenes on Live League. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic failed GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded, forgotten, unrecycled, muddled, rotten, untitled. Everything's fresh for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight. In this context, it's tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things? When games were new, they wanted a lot from you. Daunting you, taunting you, resetting, delaying you. Players played stoically. Now everyone's turned off by that. They want to burn through it quickly, a quick fix for the fickle, some tricks for the clicks of the feckless. But that's not you, you're an acrobat. You could swallow a baseball bat. Now I know, most likely you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, while some dude with 10 million views does it for you. Like a baby bird being fed chewed up food. That's culture too.
Wait.
But on the off chance
Please, hit space.
The saying is, trash is disposable,
Oh my
but maybe
gosh.
it doesn't have to be approachable. What's the feeling like? Are you stressed?
Oh
I
my
guess you don't hate it. You've got this
God.
far, feeling frustrated. It's underrated. An orange is sweet, juicy fruit locked inside a bitter peel. That's not how I feel about a challenge.
Dude,
I
this
only
is
want the
so
bitterness.
sad.
It's coffee. It's grapefruit. It's licorice.
I don't even think that was
It
enough.
feels like we're closer now. Composer and climber, designer and user. You could have refused, but you didn't. There was something in you that was hidden, that chose to continue.
I want to scream.
It means a lot to me that you've come this far, endured this much. Every wisecrack, every insensitivity.
Can
every
I please
setback
just
you've
hit space?
forgiven me is a kingly gift that you've...
That is so sad. I was actually doing so good. I actually need a second. I need to go outside. Jesus. Well, I honestly thought that my family was already here. Turned out they weren't. But God, that was the saddest run ever. Genuinely, that hurt me so much. I was doing so good. But this is 50, and I have faith that I can do well. And apologies if I just shut up for this.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over.
Well,
If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the casino. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend
well,
and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here. Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress, always, even your mistakes. This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazzuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly.
I don't have a lot of faith for this run,
and they're
but
often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a
I
following.
will
They're built
trail
more for the joy
on.
of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor.
Wow, okay.
No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery. And the
I
player is
hate
constantly,
myself.
unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything. Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking,
Why am I
you
putting
stand
myself
next to this dead tree.
It's like
That's the way
I'm
to
getting
the
an
entire
epiphany
rest of the game.
on the 50th run of like,
It
wow,
might
why did
take
I?
an hour to
Oh
get
my
over
god.
that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. Prod and poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a
I
sense of truth in that
I'm
lack
in
of
such
confidence.
distress right now.
Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real. The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazzuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past a new obstacle was my fault as
Honestly,
a player
this,
rather than as a builder.
This fucking
Imaginary mountains build themselves.
hurts.
from the toughest of
I
and it's our repeated attempts to reach
honestly
the
had a
summit
lot of hope that I
turns
would be
those
able
mountains
to
into something real.
get a good run. I mean,
When
okay,
you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas.
objectively speaking,
can be
I
like
know that
working
I'm
with
doing
sexy
better than
games.
like
You mold your ideas into a certain shape.
the
and
vast
play with
majority
them.
of people that
And in
have
the
played this
process
game.
of playing with them,
on
they
stream.
begin to harden and
But
set
man, I wish I
until
could do
they're
better.
immutable, like rock. And at
Do better
that
than
point,
me.
You can't change the world.
My goal is
Not without
me.
breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas. For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain context. And once the moment is gone,
In before I
transform into
fucking start speedrunning this
in
game
the context
for
of
real.
technology, those moments pass by in seconds. Over time, we've poured more and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the fresh, being tainted and unused. When everything around
Maybe I
us is
just need to
cultural
get
trash,
over
trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. And you can build culture out of trash, but only trash culture. B games, B movies, B music.
I'm honestly really sad that that run earlier was like 7-6, 7-8. I don't fucking know what it was.
Digital culture is. A monstrous
Ended
mountain
up
of
being
trash, the
my
ash
best
heap,
run
the
because
activities
that was a terrible run. Like I fell
everything we
down
ever
orange
thought
hell,
of.
but
Grand,
somehow
and unsorted.
I still managed to get a better time than my
There's
previous
3D models of
best.
breakfast, Gen X's fanfic novels, scan magazines,
No.
green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on Live Leak. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic failed GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded, forgotten, unrecycled, muddled,
Man,
rotten, untitled. Everything's fresh for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style.
I really wish this would have been better. But you know, it do
In
be
this
like that
context, it's
sometimes.
tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the
Oh
landfill?
my, well,
filed
that's
in
what I get
with
for
the
trying to
brand
be
thing.
fast.
When games were new, they wanted a lot from you. Daunting you, taunting you,
Whoa,
resetting,
that was,
delaying you.
kinda
Players
crazy.
played stoically. Now everyone's turned off by that. They want to burn through it quickly. A quick fix for the fickle. Some tricks for the clicks of the feckless. But that's not you. You're an acrobat. You could swallow a baseball bat.
Yeah, we're at about 7 minutes now, I think.
Now I know, most likely you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, while some dude with 10 million views does it for you. Like a baby bird being fed chewed up food. That's culture too.
Oh boy, I
But
fucking
on the off
wished I
chance that you're
wasn't
playing
terrible
this, what I'm
at
saying is, trash is disposable,
being
but maybe it doesn't
consistent
have
in
to
this
be
fucking
approachable.
game.
What's the feeling like? Are you stressed? I guess you don't hate it if you got this far. Feeling frustrated. It's underrated. An orange is sweet, juicy fruit locked inside a bitter peel. That's not how I feel about a challenge. I only want the bitterness. It's coffee. It's grapefruit.
And no, I will not ride a snake. Maybe another day.
It
Maybe
feels
in
like
another
we're
life.
closing in. Composer and climber, designer and user. You could have refused, but you didn't. There was something in you that was hidden, that chose to continue. It means a lot
Wow,
to me
well.
that you've come this far, endured this much. Every wisecrack, every insensitivity, every setback you've forgiven me is a kingly gift that you've given me. We have the same taste, you and I. It's not ambition,
Well, so I mentioned it
It's
before,
ambition's
but isn't it
opposite.
weird how like
an
Bennett
obdurate
Foddy's
mission
voice
to
gets
taste defeat.
more and more
You'll
ASMR-y
feel
as
bad
the
if you
game
win,
goes on?
So I put this snake in for you.
Like, hold up, let me reach Ice Mountain real quick. Or at least the near peak of it. Never mind, apparently that's gonna take me a while too. God. Please, I am at my breaking point.
you thought about who you are?
There it
in
is.
this?
You hear those
Are you the
pops?
man in the
That's like a
pot,
fucking ASMR mic.
Diogenes?
I promise
Are
you.
you his hand? Are you the top of his hammer? I think not. Where your hand moves, the hammer may not follow, nor the man,
I clicked for no
nor the
reason.
man's hand. In this you're his will, his intent, the embodied resolve in his uphill ascent. Now, you've conquered the ice cliff, the platforms, the church, and the rectory, the living room and the factory, the playground, the construction site, the granite rocks, and the lakeside.
Hello. There we go.
You've learned to hike.
There we
There's
go.
no way left to go but up, and in a moment I'll shut up. But let me say,
Well,
I'm glad you came.
what a unsatisfying run to an unsatisfying
I
game.
dedicate this game to you, the one who came
Don't
this
you
far.
ASMR Mike me Bennett Foddy.
I give it to you with all my love.
50. Well, that is the conclusion to getting over it. I am hurt by this game. This has been this has been quite a journey, quite a journey of a game, and I don't know how I feel after all of that, because despite everything, I still want to go back and get one, just one perfect run. It's possible. I know it's possible. I don't know if I have the heart to do it. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll just start recording all my runs whenever I do so. But yeah, I did what I set out to do. And boy, did it take some getting over myself. That'll be all for now. Adios.